Going on, everybody? It is I am Ty. That rhymed. That's why I did it. And that pretty boy Scott over there looking sexy as hell. We are back with another episode of Fruit Hoops where we're gonna talk a little sports, talk some shit, and engage with you guys a little bit. And we're gonna have some interesting topics for you guys today.
We are.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let Scott go ahead and take over from here.
Listen, for those who are following, you guys know that we do talk shape, talk boys, and have fun. And those who are new, that's what we do. But this time, you know what? We're doing something a little more serious.
Sometimes it's good to be serious.
Yeah.
Sometimes. We'll see.
But this is one that we came across that we felt like we needed to talk about.
I agree.
And this, if you guys don't know, there's I believe it's a UFC fighter, Sean Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now like the middleweight champion. And he had a post-fight interview,
post-beaten ass interview,
and he pretty much gave a lot of homophobic comments.
A lot of like sexism. Like he had a shirt on that said like women belong in the kitchen and like guns belong in the hands. Like it's a lot going on right there that needs to be talked about, you know.
And we came across this video on the Dan Le Batard show, and they were his co-host was just like speaking passionately about how much she's like, I don't stand for this no matter what, and the co-host doesn't agree with it. Doesn't like the homophobia too, but you kind of understood that it's that demographic of people who unfortunately are like that, and then they speak on behalf of having those same beliefs, and so they don't like to like diminish the voices of people who are that, because that's their deal.
I was gonna say, like, UFC is that sport where it's like the manly sport you can possibly think of, aside from like, I mean, you literally beat people up for a living,
which is dumb in my opinion. Like, yo, you try to get paid, you're choosing to get beat up.
And the crazy part about it is like there are some like really attractive people that like fight UFC. I'm like, why would you want to ruin that face? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when I see like videos like that, I'm like, all right, like obviously speak how you feel, say what you want to say, talk your shit, because you know what? No one's gonna fucking say anything to his face because they know he's gonna beat some ass. And that's exactly the problem. They know people aren't gonna speak on it.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like, it's just frustrating because, for those who have not seen the clip, look it up. Sean Strickland, he got like a journalist was interviewing him and was making comments about there are people who are allies in the UFC or fighting community, and he was like asking questions about it. How do you feel in the support? And the journalist didn't even get to freaking like it finished the question. The guy cut him off.
Well, he got attacked is what it happened. Like Sean Strickland basically was saying he diminished him as a human being.
He said, you're the reason why it's wrong with the world.
Basically, like, put the problem on him. He was like, if you believe in this type of certain lifestyle, so-and-so, if you're an ally to, like, this type of community or this specific group of people, then you're the problem you're what's wrong with the world. Like, specifically you. He said, you're the problem. I was like, actually, sir, you're the problem.
Exactly. Like, and what's frustrating is this dude's, it's supposed to be a sport. Why does the sexuality, and we bring it up all the time as gay athletes, what does outside of the profession of the sport have anything to do with me and your beliefs?
Exactly.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me alone. And you know what? I hope one day, like, somebody beats his ass, like, in the ring or octagon, whatever it's called. Yeah, they sell octagon. I hope somebody beats his ass in an octagon and then later comes out like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm gay.
Or like an ally. I don't know, something that's going to rub him.
I support this group of people, and the reason why I fucked you up so bad is because of what you said 6 months ago.
What sucks is just there are people who probably are into. I know people are into UFC. I'm not.
I'm not either.
But I do know people who are, and it's like they can't be a part of it. They're scared. I know someone actually who is a fighter. I forget what kind of fighting. Mixed martial, maybe MMA. And he is gay. But he doesn't tell people because he's afraid of how people are going to react with that.
You know, I mean, it is a brutal sport. And, like, could you imagine coming out and people, like, gunning for you even more?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You can fuck some people up already in the sport. But, like, could you imagine them, like, they know you're out and gay and, like, oh, I'm going to try to, like, hurt him more than I can.
I can't imagine what it feels like to be in that kind of, like, testosterone-y environment. That's so much going on.
It's a lot.
Super aggro.
Super aggro.
And like, what the fuck is Sean Strickland's problem? That's my question. Is like, what is your deal? Maybe he's
closeted homophobia. I'm telling you, it's always the ones that have the most to say are the ones that are the gayest.
Exactly.
I mean, not saying that he's gay, but I'm like, it's always the ones that like, what's your deal with it?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, if he's losing support, probably he doesn't give a fuck.
He's losing sponsorships from it?
No, I'm just saying, like, there are other. He could have probably like a bigger fan base, but he probably doesn't care. He's like, I don't care. And you know what? One of the co-hosts, he was saying, like, this is not like it shouldn't be tolerated because people like that shouldn't have a platform. We shouldn't give these people a platform. And he was saying, like, Disney owns, I forgot whichever company that shows all the fighting. Like, this is, and like Disney's supposed to be a family-owned business and company. Why aren't people like this guy? Why is he not suspended as a fighter when there are other people who can talk about that stuff in other sports or other professions who do get suspended from their job? Why do people like that get the voice to be able to speak out on that?
Because it's the type of sport that it is. It's a violent, manly sport, and it's unfortunate to say, but that's how people look at it. You know, like you said, that guy has the platform to speak on it. He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say because it is that type of sport. Had this been soccer, basketball, football, any other like mainstream sport, that person would have got a fine. They would have been suspended. They would have been penalized or something. But like when it comes to UFC, it's just a totally different ball game.
It's just frustrating and it's annoying when you hear that kind of crap. When you feel like you're making progress. In
so
sports,
much progress,
but
somewhat.
It's baby steps.
Baby
right?
steps.
And we came across another video that our friend sent us, and it was Colton Underwood.
Yeah.
Talking about his experience as a pro athlete in the NFL locker room, and there is homophobia in the locker room.
I mean, we know that there's homophobia in the locker room. We just don't know it because people don't talk about it until people like Colton Underwood come out and be like, listen, I experienced it firsthand. This is the reason why I stayed in the closet for so much longer than I should have, is because I know how people talk and how people would treat me if I were to come out, you know?
Yeah. It's weird because what he said, if you guys look at the clip, we'll post it.
Yeah,
whatever.
we'll put the links so you guys can see these clips as well.
He made a comment saying it's interesting because in the locker room, there's that male straight thing. They're comparing dick sizes or making jokes or whatever it is. But then anytime there's like actual hints of like real, like people being gay, then they straight away like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want to touch you. I don't be around me. Like, what is the difference? Like, why?
It's because, you know, it's that famous saying of no homo. Like you can flick someone's dick in the shower or slap someone's ass.
Not the dick flick.
Give it a little head flick and be like, haha, flick it. And then be like, oh, no homo though. And all is forgiven. You know what I mean? But like he said, he just was trying his best not to be turned on. And it's not it wasn't nothing sexual. Mm-hmm. It's just like, it's a nude man body that you're looking at. And you're like, oh, it's an attractive male. Like, I'm going to try my best to keep my B down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the same for any of us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, when I was in locker rooms where I've gone and like I look, sure, just like the mind wanders, but like
yeah, because you want to compare as well. You do want to compare.
I also though like that's not what my objective is when I'm in there. I don't think about that at all. Like yeah, it just crosses the mind because that's how my mind works. But yeah, I know what that setting is, and I would never make anyone feel uncomfortable.
It's a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like, with those are your teammates. That's like your family, your closest friends. You don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable by like being like, oh, and then like all of a sudden you get like a chub or whatever.
That chubs.
A little chub.
But to like reiterate the locker room, it is because that's where those professional athletes, or even like in high school, like that's where you're supposed to be like bonding because. You spend so much time with each other, and then you just, for some reason, that's where you feel like you could spill the tea with one another. Like, shit's just not supposed to get out there. Like,
exactly.
It's just, I don't know. It's just frustrating, and all this stuff is made me mad.
It's frustrating. I agree. It's basically putting gay athletes into a box, saying that, like, oh, when we're in the locker room, be careful, because they're going to look at your junk, and they're going to try to get with you. It's not at all. I could look at, like, somebody in the locker room and be like, ew.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, just because you're gay doesn't mean you're attracted to every fucking person
with
the dick.
That part. That's what I hate. Straight people think, oh, they're going to be looking at me. Girl.
Like, first of all, you're single for a reason.
And you are the 12th man on the bench, so I'm looking at you.
I am not
I get more playing time than you.
Exactly. Like, just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm automatically attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't put that gay athletes into a box of like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with them in the locker room. I don't feel comfortable getting naked. Like, bitch, get naked. My dick's probably bigger than yours anyway.
Have you ever run into homophobic stuff while being an athlete growing up?
I mean, I don't think so. Not necessarily homophobia. Like, I obviously was a very closeted athlete when I was growing up. And so I would, like, join in on the jokes. But, like, now looking back, I'm like, that was stupid and petty.
What, if you can remember, how did that make you feel when you were, like, doing jokes? I remember when I would try to be doing jokes, it just didn't really roll off. I was like, whatever. I knew I was faking it. I definitely did the no homo thing.
I did the no homo thing 1,001 times.
Oh, yeah.
I would, like, slap ass and be like, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I would slap ass and be like, no homo. But, like, it's not even like that. When you slap ass on, like, a basketball court, it's like a gesture of, like, good job. Like, good fucking work.
Yeah.
You gave that man buckets.
Exactly.
Good work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was more like the women that I had to talk to as, like, to keep myself, like, under.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, like, I had to keep this whole facade of, like, I'm a straight man playing basketball. But in the inside, I'm like, I don't want to do
okay.
this.
You meant, like, liking the women, like, dating.
Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like, high school, I always had to, like, at parties, I'd be like, oh, that girl's banging, girl.
That girl banging, girl?
I was like, that girl's banging. And, like, try to, like, talk to her, but in my mind, I'm like, I don't, this is not what I want. Like, if I could tell you guys that, like, I think that guy's attractive, that'd be much better.
Good thing for me, at, like, 9th grade, I peaked on the girlfriend stuff. So, like, 10 through 12, it didn't happen. I was like, oh, that's fine.
I dated all the way up to, like, I was in college.
No, not me. I was a pimp 7 through 9.
Oh,
I dated
not
a lot of girls.
PIMP. Did you catch me in the shower? It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was hard because I definitely had friends that would, like, make gay jokes. And I know, like, I've never gone back to, like, talk to a bunch of kids I went to high school with and what their thoughts were. There were a few, like, after I came out, like, around age 20. It's like, did you know? And people were like, yeah, we knew. And it was nice they were like, know that they didn't have to walk around eggshells around me anymore. One of my friends, closest friends, she was like, oh, I didn't know because she didn't care. So it never really crossed her mind because I could have seen it either way.
Yeah.
But I would love to go back and ask my friends from high school, like, what they thought, just because I want to hear their reactions or whatever. But I do know, like, a lot of the guys, like, would make jokes around just gay jokes, being straight high school guys. And I would always be like,
That's actually pretty interesting that you say that. If you could go back and, like, talk to some people that you're, like, went to high school with. I'm still really good friends with some of the people that I went to high school with. Like, they're all close to my family, all, like, back in Colorado. Still to this day, when I go home, I hang out with them. And, like, I came out to them as soon as high school was over. Like,
that's awesome.
I told them, and I was like, listen, I can't keep this secret anymore. Like, boom, boom, boom. And I still went off to play basketball in college. So I was like, fuck y'all. If you have an opinion about me, like, look where I'm going. Still playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's super, super cool that every time I go home, I can hit them up and be like, hey, y'all, what y'all doing? You guys want to grab some drinks? Blah, blah, blah. Like, let's go shoot some hoops. And they're all going to be like, let's do it. Down.
Are you able to now make jokes around them?
Oh,
about guys?
1,000%. 1,000%. And they'll ask me my opinion, too. He'll be like, hey, what do you think about, like, do you think that guy's, like, attractive? I'm like, nah, not really.
I like that.
Yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like
that's how everyone should fucking be. You
exactly.
know?
Like, all these people, like, you know what attractive is. Like, that's just being being comfortable in yourself, which is great. But, like, a straight guy can acknowledge another guy's attractive. You don't have to say they're hot or you're attractive. They'll be like, yo, do you think that guy's cute? Like, he's pretty. He's cute. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, do you have eyes?
You just know you're gonna look at fucking somebody and be like an attractive man and be like, nah, fuck him.
Yeah.
That's your insecurity and your jealousy coming out. You know what I'm saying? But I just love the fact that I have, like, still good friends that I came out to 10 plus years ago.
That's
that I'm
awesome.
still good friends with.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I just remember too. He said, like.
And they also know that I'll give them buckets too.
See, I think that's part of it too.
Yeah, they know that I could go out there and fucking ball.
So it's different. They were like, man, he like, at least he's good. I'm not saying like it's bad if you're not, but like it's just, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just like it's a little bit different, knowing that like.
I think it'd be so funny, like low key in the back of their mind, like as the same in the back of my mind when I'm like giving buckets. They're like, that's my boy, and he's gay.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's awesome. Oh my gosh. So there's this story one time with my brother where he's like, oh, we need a big man. I was like, oh, I got one. This is like 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know. And I said, he's like 6'1". And My brother's like, that's not a big. I said, no, it's a big man. I promise you. So it was Irv.
Okay.
And so I brought in Irv.
That's a big ass motherfucker.
Y'all don't know our friend Irv. This dude is like 6'1", 6'2", has to be like 300. Like just
he is
linebacker.
Massive.
Linebacker. And so he was giving buckets. My brother's like, this gay man beasted everyone down there. And my brother's never seen that before. He was like, what? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, too, one of my other leagues I had with Irv, we did our pregame with the refs. He walked in late. The other team was like, who's this linebacker coming in? They're freaking out.
Who's guarding him?
Yeah, I was like, that's my girl.
That's my Judy girl.
Yeah.
That's our starting center.
Yeah.
Coming in hungover as fuck.
But it's still going to give you buckets and beast you.
Exactly.
So you can't judge. Like, you don't
Exactly.
know. It's just frustrating, you know?
Yeah, just like you can't fucking judge women's fucking sports. That little 5'6" man. I'm talking about you.
Yeah, who's that damn TikToker talking shit?
I don't know. But the thing is, like, that guy, he's a great basketball player. Like, I've seen some of his clips. He can hoop.
Boy, there's a thing called editing.
No, I've like actually watched some of his clips, and like he can actually play. He's a good shooter. He like plays great defense. But like the fact that he goes on the internet and is, like, disrespecting Caitlin Clark and saying that he doesn't know who she is. First of all, you can't call yourself a hooper and not know who Caitlin Clark is.
Agreed.
Get it together, man. Also, you're 5'6".
Yeah. Yeah, that was the comment. It's like, yo, like, you can't be talking. Who is it? Like, come talk to me. Like, if you are this small, don't talk
Somebody
to me.
said that he had a 5'6" mentality, like body with the 6'9" mentality. 5'6" body with the 6'9" mentality. I said, oop, that's
exactly it.
dead on.
And the fact that, like, someone's, like, disrespecting a hooper. Like, you know, because he's going based off because she's a fucking female.
Which is so fucking stupid. Like, bruh, you know damn well she is probably one of the best athletes. I'm not going to say women's athlete. I'm going to say athletes of all time to play college sports.
And women's basketball, they're fucking good. Like, that's why people give them flowers. KD, Steph, Dame, DeRozan, all these NBA people who've got more knowledge than you, 5'6" TikTok guy.
And that's why they're selling out arenas. They're streaming so much more games. Mm-hmm. They're doing everything. Like the LSU South Carolina game, those tickets are going for like $1,500, and they were sold the fuck out.
Yeah, and who is he hooping at the LA Fitness?
No, girl, she plays in like some Florida basketball league.
Nobody. And he was like, I could have played college and pulled out all the receipts, but you didn't.
No, this girl, she went in on him.
Was it the black girl?
No, it was some white girl. She was like, listen, she pulled up all the receipts. She was like, oh, you played here, and these are the times that I played here. And she was like, so you technically didn't go to this school that you were going to, because at this she was like matching the timeline. She was like you were playing in a Florida basketball league when you should have been playing D2 basketball, but what happened there?
Ooh, I like that.
It was like a 7-minute video, and I just sat there and I was like, girl, give him life.
Give him the receipts. See, I like that. People, I remember I want to see that video because when he was pulling up all his receipts about where I could have played, it's like, boy, who cares? Like, you didn't though, and those are probably. A lot of people say they've gone somewhere and didn't do anything. Doesn't mean they're good places either. Like, good for you to be able to move on. That's great. But, like, you can't be bragging if you're talking about some D2 school that you could have gone, would have been this, but you didn't, and you aren't. Caitlin is her, and she is her.
She is her. She is that bitch.
Gosh.
And she gave shoes on her birthday.
Ooh,
did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Her teammates surprised her with, like, a birthday party, and she bought shoes for her entire team on her birthday.
Because she got money like that.
Girl, them NIL deals ain't nothing to play with.
Oh, gosh.
That was also, like, today was a great day for me. I was very productive. And then I went to the bar to get, like, a drink to watch some sports. Because that's what I do when I'm bored. Watch sports, drink, take some notes. Ooh, that was a nice shop. Anyway, I asked the bartender. I was the only one in the bar. I got there early. Don't judge me. I got there early, and I was like, hey, can you put the Iowa game on? And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I'm serious. He was like, why? And I was like, because Iowa women's are the shit. And they have the best fucking women's basketball player playing right now. Put the game on. Also, like, there's nobody in this motherfucker. I'm asking as a customer to put the game on. What's your problem? Like, shut the fuck up. Don't ask me why. Just be like, okay, yeah, sure. I appreciate women's sports. You know what I mean?
Does this guy not know or follow any sort of sports? Caitlin Clark is everywhere in headlines. All sports.
And then he proceeded to tell me that he was from Iowa, and I was like,
boy, no, not even. I can't.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But this was a nice way for us to like be serious for once and let like shit off our chest, because this is stuff that we need to talk about. Like people say, oh, what's the big deal about gay athletes coming out? It's still a fucking big deal.
It clearly is still a big deal when you have people that are professional fighters that don't support it.
Or
you know
just
what I mean?
People at the end of the day who are judging more based off something outside of the talent, like a woman, their sexuality, or whatever else it may be.
It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating. Do better. We need to do better. We're going backwards instead of forwards.
We doing great. So
Period.
and you know what, Ty, though? It's been fun just letting stuff get off our chest, because sometimes we need to. But let's go grab a drink and let's celebrate that we are doing better and that Caitlin Clark's a baller.
Let's do it. Let's celebrate everything.
Yeah.
Aside from negativity.
I like that idea.
Celebrate positivity.
What?
Positivity. Let me try that again. Hold on 1 second. Let's celebrate positivity, not negativity.
Ooh, yes. Come on, bar. The bar's real low, though.
Real low. It's like...
like a dumbbell bar.
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
how low it is to the ground.
A 5-pound bar.
Yeah. But let's go. Let's head out and celebrate positivity.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you love this show. Keep following us. Keep supporting us. Keep loving us. We love you guys. Hope you love our toes. Just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. Keep following. Keep subscribing. And deuces. We love you. Bye.
Chomp, chomp, no.